Hello, and welcome to another episode of Digital Bites Zoom edition. What's up, guys? How you guys doing? I know it's been a while. With COVID still going on, I think right now Zoom is probably the best way to communicate with guys and just have fun, man. In your own space, you can do whatever you want. You can be in your drawers. You can fart. It's all good. You're by yourself. But anyways, guys, today, we got an awesome crew here. Of course, Mr. George Zelaya. What's up, man?
What's up? What's going on, Freddie? It's going.
Hey, man, it's Friday, dude. I'm pretty excited.
Friday.
And then next, we have Mr. Derrick Howard.
Hey, what's up, guys? What's going on?
What's the deal, D? How you doing, man?
I'm good, man. Like at Georgia, it's Friday, man.
I know, right, man?
It wasn't payday. If it was payday, it would be better, but it wasn't payday.
Hey, man, it's all right. Next week.
Yeah, next week.
And now we got a special guest, man. I love having this guy on here, man. And that's Mr. Candido Lopez.
Hey,
what is up, brother? How you doing, man? It's been a while.
Yeah, it's been a while. Pretty good.
And man, look at that, dude. Loving that stash, man. Look at that.
The quarantine stash.
Yeah, you got to get yourself one, Freddie.
Dude, I don't know, man. I tried it already, and it's just I look way too Mexican. It's I don't know. I look in the mirror and I just need to put like a soccer jersey and people. That's it. That's it. But anyways, guys, awesome. We have a lot to talk about today. Really cool news here. So, as well as one of the first things I want to dive into let me kind of just briefly state the topics we will talk about. First of all, of course, we'll talk about some stuff about theaters versus digital, as well as VR. What's the future with it now that COVID is in full effect, as well as gaming. Of course, talking about the PS5, the reveal. Of course, we'll talk about the Xbox and compare the two, see what our thoughts about, as well as games and things. And of course, there might be random topics that are just going to pop up from there too. So, it's up for grabs. Whatever we do, man, as long as we are having fun and enjoying our conversations here. But to get things kind of rolling here, let's talk about VR, man. So on here, I'm gonna share really quick here. I guess something is. I guess I'll share desktop one. See if you guys see this here real quick. Oh wow, I have to grant access for I guess I forgot to do this. Hold on. Oh wow. Okay. So
technical difficulties.
Yeah.
Come on, Freddie.
MacBook is like, hey man, you need to grant access to Zoom. I'm like, really? Okay. I thought I already did that, but apparently not. So oh wow, now I have to quit to make this happen. Great. All right. I guess we'll just talk then. Anything you guys want to? Oh, actually, you know what? It just worked. I don't know why it's telling me to do that. But
there we go.
Nice.
Okay. All right, guys. So as you guys are looking here, man, Apple is jumping into the VR game as we're looking right now. The VR headsets in development, as well as what they're trying to do. I think, of course, for me, it's like everybody's going to jump on this. This is probably the perfect time to do it. They're calling their headsets the new N301s, and it's a prototype to what they want to show, right? And with that said, going back to us here, what do you guys think about VR, especially with COVID in full effect, which is forcing people to stay? Especially for me, it deals with the entertainment industry. Now that you can't really go to concerts, at least not yet, in huge amounts, and even if there is, venues opening up, you can't have the same capacity as you did before. You can't get so many people in to crammed in one place. Of course, sales would be great, but at this point, everybody has to have like a 6 feet distance, which means that fills up the whole spot. really fast, which means a lot less people to actually watch, a concert of sorts or any type of show. Now, for me, it's like, okay, VR is probably like the best way to introduce that. Like, okay, you get the front row seat of a concert live to you without having to worry about people next to you or anything of catching a disease or a sickness. Of any sort. What do you guys think about that? What do you guys think about the future with COVID now? Not COVID, but with VR as we're dealing with COVID.
Yeah, I think it could be something that can definitely work. I know a lot of, especially like with concerts and stuff. I know they're doing like live streaming. They'll do like private performances. But that's different from being like watching it like on screen, like on YouTube or wherever they're streaming it in, like IG Live or Facebook Live. But if you can have that like immerse effect, with the VR, that'd be pretty dope. That's something that's always intrigued me. So, but I don't have any no VR headset or nothing.
I honestly, I feel like with VR, I'm sure they're going to try to look for a good price point to introduce this stuff, where people can get like a starter pack. I would say not the greatest VR, but it's a starter pack to actually feel the that immersive world. And then eventually, if they want to upgrade to a better package, they'll buy better machines or whatever. But it's just that one-on-one, depending what it is. But for me, it's like I'm comparing to a concert, that one-on-one with the artist coming towards you. You seeing them, and they're looks like they're kind of dedicating the whole concert to you in a sense. But of course, it's spreading throughout hundreds of people in that sense. What about you guys? What do you guys think as far as UD and Candy?
I don't have any. I don't really have any experience with VR stuff. Like I've been actually thinking about. I've been toying with the idea of getting a Oculus Quest for a while, but because it's not cheap, but it's relatively cheap compared to like getting all the hardware stuff or like a PC or I don't know, like some of the more expensive ones. But I've been curious because like I know the NBA does. They've been doing it for a while. They advertise it all the time during their games where they have that VR thing where you're sitting courtside or whatever. So I'm curious how that looks. I've never had any experience with it, but I'm sure that would be a lot more popular now since people can't really go out.
Yeah, I think that would be pretty dope. I've seen those commercials too. I think that'd be pretty cool just to be able to like sit courtside and just see them like run back and forth and stuff.
Well, and that could be awesome, especially that if you can catch different angles, you can move from different angles.
True.
You could be on one side of the court or the other by switching really quick to see the whole game, in progression, rather than just kind of look from far away. You can actually be in the action every time in that sense. Now, Candy, you mentioned that product, the Quest. Now, so what is that just a standalone headset without the need of like an extra piece to that?
Yeah, basically it's just like it's just a headset. It's Oculus's, which is Facebook, their headset, but you don't have to have it connected to a PC. Everything's like all contained into the headset, and then it has the two grips that you use with it. I heard the resolution obviously and quality of graphics isn't going to be that great because it's all contained. I think basically it's going to be like decent cell phone graphic games, but I've heard some of those games that are really popular on the VR headsets are some of those cheaper ones anyway. Like the I can't think of the one that's like the kind of like the Matrix where everything's white and you're fighting against these guys in red.
I know who you talk. Man, I know. I played that game.
Yeah, so like a lot of those games that are real popular, they don't really need a lot of graphic power to run them, and people still seem to enjoy them. So yeah, I think it'd be kind of cool to watch like YouTube or Netflix or something on a virtual screen that's like huge without having to like go somewhere. That kind of actually intrigued me, like watching something or web browsing like from your couch without having to have all the peripherals and stuff.
That'd be kind of cool. It'll be kind of like a what's that movie with Tom Cruise? The one where it's the future where he's like a detective.
Oh yeah.
Oh, Minority Report.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I could see that happening where you can look up different sites, whatever, you're moving
Exactly,
it around. Yeah, I could, man, that would be, if somebody can like actually put that into place in a VR headset, that would be so sick, because I would love to like see that. Just the fact that you can sit down and just kind of do that. It kind of reminds me of like the Google Glass, where you're able to see, your messages and things. At one point I was like very tempted to buy me like a Pixel, Google Pixel, just so I can buy the headset, because they still sell headsets, right? But they're kind of just like developer headsets, but you can still use them. And so I was like this tempted to just go with it. It was gonna be like almost like maybe like $2,000 altogether to get everything that I needed. But I mean, even then I still kind of toying with that idea if I should just try it anyways. But no, but that's really cool. That's really neat that you talk about that how the way that you can immerse yourself with it, especially like movies. VR movies could be something different too, where you're actually in the scene, somewhere in the scene. If it's like a romantic movie, you're probably sitting down in one of these little maybe they're like in this cafe, so you're actually sitting down in one of the seats in the cafe and you're just watching this whole scene happen from that point of view. I don't know, there's so many ideas that you can create with that. But what about you, D? What you think?
I don't have too much experience with VR myself. I think it's a good idea. I mean, this is like the perfect time for it, because people are definitely wanting that experience that they're missing out on because of the pandemic. So I think people are a little more eager to jump on this, because I mean, VR isn't new. It's been around for a while, but I think maybe early on, a few years ago, it was kind of ahead of its time, or the market wasn't ready. But I think now that we're in this situation, people will be more receptive. We'll see more like you mentioned, the VR, the augmented reality. I think it'll catch on a lot more better this time.
I think so too, man. It's definitely, honestly, I feel like for me, it's probably the perfect time to just pull the trigger and introduce this type of thing, where especially that people are just at home, so it's like, okay, I got nothing else to do, and just kind of and still have fun without ever leaving your house, in that sense.
If Apple does it, if they actually like go through, I mean, I think that'll make it actually go into mainstream, because like everything that it seems like they're usually the ones that'll push things into the mainstream, like wireless headsets and like headphones and stuff. Yeah, they were around, but nobody was really like using them that much. And then AirPods came out and everybody made fun of them, but then like 5 months later everybody had them. So it's like if they actually go through with it and make some kind of VR AR headset, I think that'll like change the market for sure.
Now talking about that, you'd think that Apple still has that type of pull to be able to introduce?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, they're still top dog in this market.
Yeah.
I think it's, I mean, as much as like, I mean, Android has changed like so much in the past few years. Like they're definitely up there as far as quality and like their product is concerned. But there's something about like Apple stuff that the public just loves to like show off, like Apple Watches and AirPods and stuff like that. Like especially now that we're seeing all this stuff over Zoom, like you see like TV shows or newscasters or people getting interviewed and stuff, and they're all from their home, and I'm like, I feel like 90% of them all have AirPods in their ears, and like it's just everybody wants to have them for some reason.
No, that's true. I even before pre-COVID, seeing at the gym, I've seen a lot more people wearing like first gen or second gen AirPods, a lot, and there's still people with Beats and stuff, but there is definitely a lot more
which
of that.
Is Apple still now.
Yeah. I know exactly. Sure. It is technically still Apple, so they're still winning regardless.
Yeah, I think because the appeal, I think, is also just the way, like the aesthetics of it too. Functionality, how it works like seamlessly with your phone and stuff like that. I think that's also why so many people, enjoy Apple products, because they kind of like, I mean, we've talked about this before, like they buy into this, ecosystem and stuff, and once you got your iPhone, your AirPods are gonna work, smoothly. And then if you got like your MacBook, I mean, it's just all. I mean, you can have what is now like with your AirPods, you're on your laptop and you go to like your iPad or something, it just automatically connects to that device and stuff without having to like unpair your headsets and try to pair it with the new device and stuff like that. So it's just go ahead, Fred. My bad.
No, I'm saying it, and to your point, it's that ecosystem that I'm in with Apple that it's super hard to break away, because I have I have so many products with Apple, and they all, it's the whole continuity of it, that you're able to move from one thing to another seamlessly. You can connect stuff seamlessly, and it's so easy. Like for me, like I've always kind of like tinkered the idea, hey, let me just jump to Android a little bit, kind of play with it. The moment that I started thinking about, man, I got to transfer all this. No, it's okay.
We won't be friends after that, Freddie.
I feel bad for.
I've thought so many times like to go like to Android, just because I mean their phones are great. Like I look at like the new Galaxy phones and they look beautiful. The UI looks great, but I mean the last Android phone I used for a while was like the Nexus 5, and I used it for about 2 or 3 weeks because a buddy of mine had he bought a new phone and he let me use it, and I was super curious, so I was like, let me try it. And I mean it works well, but there's just like those things that you miss, like iMessage is like the big one, but there's like little things too, like the apps seem to not be as like smooth, and I guess because they have to like make their apps compatible with so many devices, but it's just not as nice. Like the UI, like the stock UI on the phone, that works great, but sometimes you get into the apps that you use and they're a little janky. Like there's something that's just not right with them. Something's like a little off.
Yeah, I totally feel you. I think that iMessage it's still a major player, to be honest. Even though you do have a lot of third-party apps out there, but for some reason for me iMessage is still king. Just because I think it's just that because it's integrated, it doesn't require you to jump to an app. And of course, if someone sends you a message, it's not going to, unless all your friends live on WhatsApp or whatever, people are going to still message you. And when that message comes in, it's going to be whatever the standard stock, messaging thing you have on your phone. If you have an Android phone, for us is iMessage, unless the other person is texting you through whatever, like another Android phone. But if it's an iPhone, that iMessage is, it's great. It's so easy. It's the simplicity of it. I'm a person that, back in the day, I used to like love to tinker with phones. Like I used to, when I had all these Android phones, I would love to like kind of like, customize whatever as much as I could. But now, like I'm so busy with work, I just need something that works, doesn't crash on me, and it's simple, whatever, and for me, call me old, but I just love how simple it is to use, and the UI is just so basic and it's so easy to maneuver through that I love it, and it does. And the thing is that for me is just the fact that it works. Like you don't have that many bugs compared to if you have an Android phone, unless you're constantly upgrading every year to the latest and greatest. If you're falling back, those updates are general updates. They're not, I would say, geared towards your phone, which means that it's kind of like Windows. If you got an older version of Windows, and new updates push in, it might jinx something up, and it might cause some type of like errors and stuff that you might experience, But of course, that's just my opinion about it. But that's why, for me, like the ecosystem of Apple, since I've had Apple products for a very long time, everything just kind of works. Even when upgrading a phone, it's so awesome because all you gotta do is just put the phone, it captures, it does a little capture.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, cause I was able, I got my new iPad Pro and stuff, and just syncing everything was just easy. Like as soon as I powered on the iPad Pro, it was like, just sign into your iCloud, and then just like all my apps, like all settings, notes, like it just flawlessly, just everything just synced in like a few minutes,
Beautiful. Man.
Yeah.
I know. And so how do you like the iPad Pro, man?
I mean, I got it for Jen. She's using it. She's loving it. She's doing a lot of I forgot what that app was called.
YouTube? Yeah.
Procreate.
Procreate. Yeah, she's using the stylus and pencil and stuff, trying to do more artwork and stuff like that. So it's nice, man. It's really nice.
Yeah, I love the design on it. I wish that design will fall onto the normal iPads because I just love that rectangular.
Oh yeah.
And, it looks so sexy. Like, the only thing is that I don't have a use for one, for the reason I haven't bought one. But I was contemplating at one point, I'm like, man, I should just buy one just to buy one. But then
Just do it, Freddie.
Yeah,
it's so
gotta do it, bro.
Do it.
But
I don't really need one. Nobody needs one.
No, I didn't really need it either. But yeah, it's nice though, man. It's real nice, real cool work, man. It's crisp, man. Just like the screen and everything, and the way it runs, man. It's just smooth like butter.
It's smooth, man. I know you've been using it for a very long time, Candy, especially Emily. Like, now that you've had it for a very long time, how does it like? What do you still think about it? Do you think it's still it's
great. It's actually like it makes me, because I have like, I mean, I'm all in with Apple, like fanboy, I guess. I don't know. I mean, because I got like the MacBook Pro, I got the iPad Pro, I got the AirPods, iPhone, all this stuff that they got me.
All the Pro products.
Yeah.
If you take off
I'm a
his shirt,
pro.
he has an Apple like
A
tattoo.
little tattoo right here, just a little tiny. He'll be like, "Oh, I can't show y'all, but it's right there."
But yeah, I like it like blurs the line between like having to like carry a laptop around. I have my laptop, but I mean, honestly, when I take it, I don't really need to take it, like unless I'm gonna be doing like something that I like, maybe editing photos or something that I just preferred to do on the actual computer. But I mean, the iPad, especially now with the latest update, like I think, what is it, iOS 13? Ever since that update, that I mean, their whole like file system and everything, it works way better now.
Yeah, I can imagine, man. I can imagine, like, especially like for editors, it must be amazing that you can transfer, you can move from one. For me, I can only imagine. I'm not an editor of any sorts, like a photographer and stuff like that, or things of that nature. But in my head, I can imagine that you got something on your Mac. Maybe you're kind of tired of working on your desk, so you're like, let me just throw it into my Pro, sit down somewhere more comfortable, somewhere a different scenery, and just work on that. That's what I feel like that is the designer's dream, where you can just move anywhere and take your work with you, and then once you're done, you just put it back onto your main base and finish it up. And
I think that's where iCloud comes in. Just everything's synced up to your devices, and just I could be working on my iPad Pro, just move it to my Mac, or if I need to open it up on my iPhone or something, like just any files or something, just easy access.
It's just fluid.
Fluid, man.
It's fluid. So talking about finishing up with the Apple Tech, I want to finish up with D. So man, you've been having this new MacBook. You got like the big one too, so you definitely
big boy.
You definitely packed some heat on that desktop. Oh, well, not desktop, but that laptop. Well, it could be a desktop as well, man. On that laptop, man. So what are your thoughts now that you've had it for a bit?
I like it a lot. I'm glad I upgraded, because I was using a 15-inch Pro from 2010 before, and it's like night and day. Like everything I get done so much faster. Startup is quick. The display graphics are awesome. This is like that Retina display versus the older models didn't quite have that. I don't have as much storage space as I did as my older Pro, but I supplement that with I have a 2 terabyte external hard drive. All my video editing is night and day. Again, like I said before, before it'd take me like maybe 2-3 hours to render like even like a 30-minute video. Here I've done stuff in like 15 minutes.
Man. So
it's awesome. I haven't hooked it up to any external displays yet. From what I understand, these laptops, they can handle up to like one 6K or 2 4K displays. I don't have any 4K displays, but eventually I'll probably get around to doing that. But I mean, I went with this 16-inch just for like the long term, because I don't buy computers that often. So I figured this is a good investment. It'll last me a few years, and the more I play with it, the more I'll be able to like take advantage of all the features it has.
Yeah, definitely, man. I think you did a good investment because that's gonna last for a good while, especially that it's 4K ready. Eventually, 4K screens are gonna get a lot cheaper, which means that you'll be able to move to that, get a crisper image. And
I got a screen for sale if you want. Just ask me.
Yeah.
Ooh. We're about to do a little sell here.
A little deal.
Now the fact that you can connect it to an external display is like great. I just upgraded, like during all this pandemic stuff. I upgraded my screen. I have the screen I was talking about is like it's the one that came out when they first introduced like all the USB-C stuff. It's like the LG. It's a smaller one. It's like, I think it's 21.5 inch screen. But it's like the one that they made specifically for Apple. So you just like, you plug it in and it has like 4 other Thunderbolt ports on the back.
Oh, nice.
And so like that one worked really well for me for the longest time. But I mean, I watched way too much YouTube like videos on desk setups, and so I eventually wanted to get like now I have like a 34 like ultra wide screen. I do miss because that LG one is like Retina display, so it looks like just as good as like the MacBook does. But I mean, I don't know, this 34 inch one is pretty nice. So if you do get like an external monitor, I mean, you don't have, I mean, obviously I was just kidding about buying mine. I mean, unless you want to, but these ultra wide stuff is really cool. And then you just plug it in, same thing, Thunderbolt, and it just works. Like it charges your laptop and then you have everything on your screen.
Nice.
They go hand in hand, because I was really tempted to get that Candy, the one you're talking about, because I saw that as well, that it had all the USB-Cs in the back. I mean, honestly, LG has impressed me a lot as far as their quality of their screens and what they display, especially that I just got me an LG, like a widescreen here, and it's beautiful. It's great marksmanship. It's a definitely, I can see how LG and Apple are kind of just like joining forces and creating something nice as far as screen goes. Now need to introduce Mr. David Games. He is joining us.
Man.
What is up, my friend?
Rival guys, was closing some deals for us with marketing.
Nice.
Man,
Nice.
that's
What kind of deals did you get us, man? Anything good?
Samsung,
Little Samsung? No, we don't want Samsung, bro.
Oh,
No Samsung.
Well, I gotta
I'm
go
just
back to
kidding.
the drawing board.
So let me text him real quick.
Yeah.
No, we ain't having this deal. Sorry.
Reject it, man.
What you guys talking about?
Right now we're just talking about just the Apple ecosystem, which you jumped out of,
Yes.
Yeah.
So,
He betrayed us all, man.
yeah, he took a dive in.
Yeah.
You spent the last 30 minutes talking about Apple and you came in here with a Samsung deal.
Yeah. You gotta make changes, change is good, as they say, right?
I don't know, man.
Nah.
The Apple's kind of like,
Maybe
Apple
I didn't want to get the messages from you guys.
man,
Can't get rid of Freddie, man. Let's try to give him a hand. That's right.
Apple's kind of a cult, bro. Once you're out, that's it.
We disown you, bro.
Disowned you, man. No, but glad you're here, man. So now that we're moving out of the whole Apple thing here, we are moving to theaters and digital, man. So let me just share this really quick. The reason why I kind of wanted to talk about this. So sorry about my dog. I don't know why she's barking back there. But so as you can see here, AMC just reversed their course. Now they're requiring everybody to wear masks if they go back to the cinemas here. And this is something that they first they said it was okay, but now, of course, with just the whole COVID crisis, now they're like, nah, we're gonna make sure that everybody has masks. And as you can see here, the AMC plans to open 450 or so theaters. Looks like by July, and then 600 by oh man, look at that! I just got a little thing here. So it looks like we may you know what, we'll do this. We'll cut in 5 minutes, and we'll restart a new meeting, and I'll just continue it from there, and I'll just use iMovie to kind of just put both of them together from the other session there, because this is definitely a lot of good stuff to talk about. But in these 5 minutes that we have, well, technically 10 minutes.
Take a break. Yeah.
Yeah, we can take a break and get a little drink, and then we'll
Go back to our commercial.
go back to our commercial break.
Sponsored by Samsung.
Commercial break. Yeah. Sponsor.
Break.
This podcast has been brought to you by Me Undies. Click on Valley. I'm just kidding.
I was like, man, we got sponsors.
Wait.
I have not seen a check yet.
Hey, Candida has the voice for it too, man.
He does, man.
Yeah.
He definitely has a voice for it, man.
Yeah.
Have you ever thought of doing that? Have you ever thought? Because I know there's a guy that I know that he does voiceovers.
You know, I have. I really have. I've thought about it, but I just have no idea about how to go about it. I guess you have to like. I mean, I've just thought about it. I haven't actually tried to, but it'd be kind of cool.
Let me talk to him. I haven't seen him in a minute, but let me talk to him and see if maybe you can connect with him and see what he did to kind of get into that thing about just doing voiceovers as far as like, you know, products and everything that you need. But that'll be super.
Me undies.
Me Undies. Is that a company that you made up, Candy? Is that
No,
was that your
I just
original-
listen to
Yeah.
I listen to way too many podcasts, man.
Yeah.
It's like Me Undies and Postmates and Casper mattresses. Those are all like big podcast sponsors.
Awesome, man. Well, yeah, man. Let's see. I'll connect with him and I'll let you know what he says on there.
Sounds good.
So with that said, in these 5 minutes that we'll probably burn through real quick, and we'll continue this. I know that was it AMC that cut ties with one of these film companies? I forgot.
I think it was.
Oh
It was
yeah, I think it was.
because they were like, hey, we're just gonna go straight digital, and pretty much they didn't like that.
It was the Trolls movie, right? I think that was what sparked it all.
Yep.
Yeah.
And the thing is that Trolls movie came out way before COVID even happened, but yet Trolls is what made some serious money going into COVID. You know.
Yeah.
So
All those kids at home.
Yeah, true, man. Especially when you want to keep them entertained for a bit, so you have a little bit of time to relax. But
Hey Freddie, did you want to hear my conspiracy theory before the break here, or we pick this up after?
well, why don't you say it, and then we'll have some time to think over it, and then we'll and then we'll dive into it. How about that?
Nah.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll do it afterwards on there.
He wants.
I want to build up
reaction.
that suspense. Yeah, exactly.
You know, Freddie, since you were talking about how, like, you know, like entertaining your kids, like, to be honest, I've been using like Amazon Prime. I've just been buying like Blue's Clues for Nathan, and he just watches that like Sesame Street and that like all day. Like, it's a lifesaver sometimes, bro.
Man, how
Yeah,
much money have you invested already?
thousands.
You got to get on that HBO Max.
Yeah.
They got like so much back. I got HBO Max, and they have so much back catalog on like those old Sesame Street ones.
Yeah.
Like I went back to look at the ones I had watched as a kid. It's crazy.
Dude, HBO Max, they're really trying to do something, man. Because the fact that I saw what they posted, I was just like, man, they are really reaching for that 30s and over crowd, you know?
Yeah.
And-
They buy the rights to Friends or something like that?
They have Friends on there.
Yeah.
They got Fresh Prince of Bel-Air's on there.
Yeah. Yeah, they're trying to get that. That, you know, those type of, you know, that age number has the money. They have the money to just, you know, throw out and buy, you know. It's not like younger kids where they gotta ask their parents like, can I borrow a credit card or whatever.
Wow. You know, the fact that you said Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, Candy, that sold me already. Like,
Yeah.
I know. So this is weird. Netflix was showing Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, right? But in different countries except the U.S.
Mm.
So
That brings us to our other sponsor, ExpressVPN. No, I'm just kidding.
yeah, there you go. Actually, I have
NordVPN.
I have ExpressVPN. Well, it's free for me because I got it from my old company and I just kept an account. But anyway,
How dare you, Freddie? That's messed up, bro.
it's my parting gift. All right. But
Plan, yeah.
But anyways, let's do this, guys. Let's cut for a break, and we'll
We'll
finish.
get back
up.
to my conspiracy theory too.
Yeah, we'll start with that and just go from there.
All right.
All right, guys. let's stop this here.
Oh, my bad. I was asleep.
Oh man, we're missing D. I'll add him in once he gets here. Yeah. So that I was gonna say that 15 minute rendering just told me that I need to upgrade my new Mac. So you know, like I said, you know, how do you upgrade a Mac? You throw it away and buy a new one. So that's what I'm gonna do.
Facts.
Facts, baby.
Right.
Right. You said facts.
All right. Sorry about that wait, guys. The thing was rolling, and you should have seen my MacBook. It looks like it was about to blast off. It's like flying off. Yeah.
It turned red and stuff. Yeah.
And it was just like it was about to like
boiling. It just like SpaceX. Just.
It was hovering, man. Start talking to me. I just can't do it, Captain. I don't have the power.
Hey George, you tried this one before?
Oh no! What is that, man? What you got there?
IPA by Parish Brewing. It's super good.
Okay.
Yeah,
A ver cuando me invitas, bro. A ver cuando me invitas.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
If anybody wants some of this, I'll send you some.
Oh, I had some of that.
This is what y'all need to try next.
Let me see.
No. Uh-oh.
Y'all see that? Y'all see it?
Oh,
Yeah.
so good.
Yeah,
Wait,
It's a
didn't you take that at Sam's?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Yes,
I tried
sir.
it. That was good. Yeah.
And this is the stuff right here.
Mm-hmm.
That is
the
the
stuff.
bees.
It was pretty tasty.
It's, I would say, hands down best rum I've ever had.
Wow.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
I don't even try nothing else, man. I don't mess with anything else, bro. Just
That's
that
it, right there. That's it. Like, doesn't matter if it's
Rum a dum dum.
cereal with rum, coffee with rum.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's an aged rum, that's in a bourbon cask. They age it for 21 years. Man, it's so good, dude. Man. It's the stuff. So I just just sip on it neat right there. Look at that.
Yeah.
That's all, man. That's all you need.
Yeah.
I gotta try it then.
Yeah, I gotta try some again. It was good. I remember it at
Mhm.
Sam's.
All right, guys. So let's get back into it. Movies, theaters. You know, now that with digital movies kicking in at full gear, man, especially with COVID, what do you guys think? Do you guys think that theaters are going to be done? Not done completely, but you think there's going to be a large number of these theaters going down because of digital sales?
Honestly, I think initially, yeah, you're going to see a dip in theater sales, but I think people want that experience. So I think as soon as there's some semblance of like it's okay to go back to theaters, they're gonna get mobbed hard because again, everyone talks about how I'm so done with COVID, I want to go do things, and one of those things is go to the theater. I think once things start to, if they ever drop down, I think there's a big chance that like theaters can make a huge comeback.
Yeah, I could definitely see that too. It's just now the question is when, and of course, with that said, with like you said, Derek, there might be a big dip as far as maybe there might be some closures, might be limited numbers of cinemas. But if things start, I would say, going back to normal in a way, we can start seeing maybe in 5 years' time, or maybe up to 5 years, maybe things are opening up again. Of course, this is all just projections. You never know if next week they find a cure and we're set. But at least at this point, I would say companies don't really know when this is really going to end, and so it's really hard to project something that you don't know when, But with that said, what do you guys? We got thoughts as well. Candy, George, David, what do you guys think? About digital sales and cinemas. Do you guys miss going to movies? Spending $50 on concessions?
I do miss going to the theaters, but I would only go when there's like blockbuster type of movie. I don't frequently go as much, so I guess I don't miss it in that sense. But just it's all about the experience when you do go to the movie theater. Depending on the movie you're gonna go see, and just like the whole ambiance and the surround sound, the picture, and you know, of course, like concessions and stuff. You get your popcorn and all your snacks and everything. Yeah, I mean, I would like to go. You know, if they do open up, I mean, maybe I'll go, but I probably won't be like rushing to get back to it if, you know, once they do, you know, open it up to the public and stuff. But yeah, I don't know. What else do you guys think?
Well, touching on that. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, man.
No, I was just gonna say I definitely miss it. Like my wife Emily and I, we would go to the movies. I mean, like at least like twice a month. Like seriously, like especially like during the summer, like when there's a bunch of movies coming out, or in the fall, like once it's Oscar season or whatever, when all those bigger movies are coming out. Yeah, so like we definitely miss going to the movies. We've been talking about that a lot lately. But we do like little movie nights and stuff here at the house, but it's just not the same. Like, I mean, we have a pretty big TV, and I mean the sound that we have is okay, but it's just there's something different about going. And then I'm a sucker for movie theater popcorn too, so you can't replicate that unless you got one of those machines.
Yeah.
Yeah,
unless you invest in one, right? Invest in one.
I want to touch up on George's point. Like, yeah, like I'll only go really to the theaters when it's like something I really want to see. Like when what was the last movie? Like the Avengers, when the Avengers came out.
Yeah, I think that was the last movie I saw too.
Yeah. Or I went to go see Star Wars. I wasn't really hyped about it, but I went to go see it. But I mean, I think I go to the movies maybe like it only when there's a movie I want to see. That's the only really time I really go. Other than that, I stay home. I'd rather just stay home, watch whatever on Netflix.
I'm curious how it'll all affect it, because like you guys, like there's a lot of people that are like that. Like they'll only go to the movies once it's like something big, like an Avengers movie or like a new Bond movie or something, like one of those big movies. So like I know the whole industry was kind of struggling, because they would even have like those little messages before the movie where like the director would come on screen and ask everybody to, like, you know, continue to go to the theaters and stuff like that. So I feel like it was already struggling before, so I'm hoping this doesn't affect it for people like me that like to go, but we'll see what happens. I got an email today that Cinemark they were saying they're going to open like that July 4th weekend, and they already have like a list of movies that it's like older movies, but they have a bunch of movies they're going to have for like $5 for adults, $3 for kids, and they're going to have all the concessions on sale too. So it's like they have like a list of movies that they're going to, like Blade Runner, Matrix, Jaws, Space Jam, like all these like movies that people probably haven't seen in the theater for a while, and I guess to entice them to go back.
Yeah, that's a good idea. I mean, if they do want money, let's play some old throwbacks, and they're going to make the money off the concessions, off the popcorn and the hot dogs. And
So one of the things I was going to bring up, you know, was especially with AMC, I think was it AMC and I think Regal Cinema, or is it Cinemark? I don't know, one of those two, but they're pretty much like the top dogs as far as you know, movie theaters go. But AMC has been hit so bad, like recently with COVID and stuff, and I mean, almost to the point where they're pretty much like in debt and stuff like that. And Amazon was that's what it was rumored, was like Amazon coming in and like swooping in and pretty much buying out AMC. I was reading a few articles on that. I forgot what article it was. Something like just pretty much just news stuff, that just how Amazon could change the game if that were to happen, and you know they buy out AMC and stuff, and how they could just kind of change the game just because of so much, you know, how much money Amazon has to be able to change how they release movies or stuff that Amazon already, you know, with their own, you know, shows or movies that they already, you know, make that only gets streamed on Amazon, you know, can move into theaters if they do have if they do own AMC, and even just like having like perks and stuff for being an Amazon Prime member, to be able to almost be kind of like a little kind of status type of thing where you're a Prime member and then you get all these benefits to go watch movies and stuff like that at theaters. So I thought it was pretty wild reading that a few weeks ago. I don't know, what do you guys think about that? Would that be a good thing or like a bad thing if Amazon just kind of swoops in and starts?
I mean, I guess it just depends. I mean, what they do with it. I mean, if they're gonna offer if you're a Prime member, which a lot of people are, I think nowadays, and you get benefits for that sounds like a good deal to me. I just feel like, man, like Amazon owns so much. It's like if they ever just decided to flip the switch, like we'd all be pretty much, kind of screwed, But I can go either way. I think it goes either way. It's kind of scary, but it's like, oh well, who knows?
Hey, what do you think, Freddie?
I mean, I know there might be a point where, of course, the FTC or a lot of other organizations will try to stop the monopolization of Amazon. Amazon can right now, of course, Amazon is doing a lot. They're purchasing a lot, kind of like Disney. We're just kind of like swooping in a lot of things. But eventually, it's kind of one of those things that once everybody starts noticing that they're taking up a lot of stuff, unless, I would say underhand, the government's getting something out of it. You try to stop these type of things where, you don't allow this type of business to thrive so much that they start taking over the market. Because then again, that starts hurting other markets as well within it. It gets really political in that sense. But I mean, for now, Amazon is doing what they're doing, and they got the money for it. And I mean, I'm a Prime member and I enjoy it a lot. I do a lot of purchasing on Prime, so I enjoy it. And it's almost like, for me, Amazon's become like the Walmart of things, where you can almost get anything you want that you need. In a sense, where through Amazon. Honestly, I go to the store and sometimes I don't even purchase everything that I want to purchase because I kind of just compare prices. I'm like, it's like $5 less. Okay. I'm going to take it on Amazon. I'm like, as I'm shopping, I'm building my cart on Amazon at the same time, just the fact that I'll be like, oh, I'm going to save some more money if I just do this, and with Prime, you get it within a few days. And actually, to be honest, like I know a lot of people have been suffering through COVID. At least some people I know that they say they haven't received their packages as fast. But I've been getting my packages on time, to be honest. Yeah. Even through COVID, like I've been.
I still get them like in. Man, sometimes some of the stuff that gets like one day, like the free 1 day stuff. I usually get those like the next business day or whatever. But yeah, but I have heard people not being able to get their packages as quick enough. But
I mean, I don't know who else is a Prime member here, but have you guys experienced any delays in things you guys bought?
I have Prime, but when it all first started, I did see like a little bit of delays on certain things. They kept saying they were giving priority to certain things. So I did see some things where like maybe instead of being 2 days, it was like 4 days or something like that. But lately, the past couple of weeks, I ordered something today, just like a small calculator I need for work, and it says it'll be here tomorrow. So we'll see. I don't know. I've gotten stuff like George says, like next day.
I still have yet to see a drone. I want to see a drone drop some stuff off for me.
It ain't gonna happen, man. It's gonna get shut down. Just shot down.
Yeah, in your hood, man. It'll get stolen. You'll probably steal it.
I know, right? I'm just gonna pull it. Like, you know what? This is mine now. Sorry. On there, they'll probably have like a little thing. There's probably little tasers to get you off. But yeah. So going full circle with this, I'll say I don't watch too many movies at the theaters, but I do enjoy the aesthetic. There is a certain aesthetic of going to a movie theater and be able to sit down in the seat and watch the big screen, as well as hearing the surround sound in a huge theater. I don't know. It's something that I enjoy as well. I may not go frequently to the movies, but the times that I do, I always enjoy the experience. of course, popcorn and drinks can be a little expensive, but for me, I would say even then, for me, it just makes it worthwhile just to enjoy a movie, especially when it's like a big movie coming out. Like especially if it's like like Star Wars or any other motion picture that gets a lot of following. It's just the aesthetic of being there. It kind of reminds me back in the day when the whole Matrix was coming out, and I remember like even like after the meetings, we would it would be like we're going to the movie theaters like right after, so it's like you're super excited to just go to the theater and watch this movie. I enjoy that type of aesthetic. So for me, digital is digital. It's cool because it's convenient for sure. It's at your home, and for people that are really mindful of COVID, they feel safe. But for me, like I do like going to the theaters. I guess it's just more of just kind of like going somewhere else to view something in that sense and be able to enjoy that aesthetic of it. But moving along, because right now I'm just kind of like timing everything here. Consoles. We're moving in full force into games, guys. Okay, so what is your initial thoughts of the PS5 that just got revealed not too long ago, guys? Dive in.
Two of them.
Oh, right. All right.
I pre-ordered 5 already.
I'm gonna flip them like for a couple G's.
Which one did you get? Did you get the Kaiba version or the
Got the cell version.
the silver? There's so many memes, dude. It is crazy on there.
Yeah.
What are you guys' thoughts about the PS5, man? Like, go wild.
I mean, in terms of looks, it's kind of weird to me, but at least it looks like they put some like creative effort versus like a black box like the Xbox is. Mm-hmm. I was hoping like it would look something like the PS2 for some reason. Like the PS2 is like my favorite looking console. I can't shake it, but initially I was pretty shaky on whether I was gonna get a PS5 or not. But after seeing some footage and looking at the long list of titles coming out, like it sold me. I saw Gran Turismo 7, and I was like, okay, yes. I'm in.
Yeah.
What do you think, David?
I told you.
Getting one, David?
Yeah. Because I saw Gran Turismo 7 too. I was like, oh my god. We didn't get nothing for the PS4, and I was like, they're gonna make us wait to the PS5. As soon as I saw it, and just the way it looks, man. Like with it takes advantage of all the ray tracing. You see some of the footage of the gameplay. It was just so nice, man. Yeah.
I think they played it pretty well because of that. I think it was a good time to introduce that game because, I love Gran Turismo, and that was kind of like, oh man, could really tip me over, to get one. Well, because for me, it comes down to which one I'm getting first, But
so you're getting both already, huh?
Oh yeah, always.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Man, baller, man.
Ball out.
Yeah,
Doing that single
single. But he don't want to get a MacBook though. Okay.
Hey man, that's stimulus kicking in though.
I want to get that iPad Pro.
Yeah.
You get everything. Next podcast, you're gonna see me with all these items surrounding me.
Boxes on boxes.
Yeah, because I've only had Xbox. Even from the OG Xbox. I've never owned a PS before. But just looking at this and all the games, I might, consider conversion. But I don't know, man. I've always been Xbox all the way. But I don't even know if I would buy the new Xbox, to be honest. But I might just switch over and do the PS5.
I've always been Xbox.
Yeah.
I don't know why. Like, I had the Dreamcast when the Dreamcast was out. Like, I never even was like N64 or anything. I had the Dreamcast, and I jumped to the Xbox. Yeah. And since then, I've always had all the Xboxes. I did get a PS3. I did have that one, and I had a friend let me borrow his PS4 for a while, just to play Spider-Man. Mm-hmm. But man, I don't know. I really don't like the way the PlayStation looks. Like, I don't know. I mean, all those memes aside, like, it just doesn't. I hope they come out with a black one, just because, like, I don't know. Like, I think of it sitting like where all my TV stuff is, and like that white console and that shape it is. I don't know. I think it would just look weird. Like, it looks interesting, and I think it would look cool, but like I guess as an adult thinking, like it's not gonna go with like the stuff that I have in the house. So I don't know. I guess it's kind of geared more towards younger people in that sense, to me anyway. Whereas like the Xbox, yeah, it looks boring, but it also in a way can look a little modern, and it's just like it'll just kind of hide away, and it won't be like a big eyesore. I don't know.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. And because that's, I mean, and that's, I think I told Freddie that, I think before, it was just, or maybe it was Javi, I can't remember it. Just having it sit there on your media console, I don't know, it just looked weird, you know? Because just how I have my Xbox just tucked away. I mean, it's just in my console, like media console, just tucked. You can barely even see it because my media console is already, you know, it's black already, and the Xbox just like in there and just kind of all blends in. You don't even notice I got an Xbox there, but yeah, I just can't see a PS5 like that white one just kind of sticking out, and I don't know. Unless I just put it behind everything. Yeah.
Okay.
Behind, just sneak it behind my TV. Just put it behind my TV.
Yeah, see, if that was all black, I think I'd be okay with it.
It looks a little better on the side. Actually.
Yeah, it doesn't. Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. It doesn't look as bad on the side.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've always been an Xbox.
Looks like Freddy's router, huh? Let's look at your router, Freddy.
Totally a router.
I think too, you know, like, you know, when there's change in something, it's always gonna look weird. And then after a few years, you're just like, you get used to it, you know? Like, I mean, look how things changed over from like 64 to like when GameCube came out, like, you know, everyone was like, what? It's like insane, you know? The CDs, the small CDs, and the system looking, and then, you know, I think a lot of people, you know, I mean, you know, despite the look, yeah, it is a different look, but I think it's, you know, I think it's probably something we'll all get used to, you know. I guess might just come to a point where I'll just like, you know, later, like, why do we even trip about it? You know, I don't know. It might be something like that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't hate the fact that PS, you know, they're trying something different, you know. I mean, it is different, just totally from just the design of it, just looks different, colors different, and it's not your typical PS system, which is, I mean, all props to them. Yeah, and I think like what you say, David, is just, it's people getting used to it. And the same thing with Apple products, you know, they always made fun of the AirPods on how they looked and this and that, and now everyone has it, you know. Everybody wears them, everybody rocks them. I mean, it could be the same with the PS5.
And people said that about the Xbox Series X, like, everyone was like, it looks weird, you know, that it's just like a block, but then like now it's just like, well, it actually kind of looks, you know, pretty cool, like, you know, it just looks like, you know, it just looks like it'll be fine, you know. But when it first came out, everybody was giving it hate, and now everyone's like, no, it's actually pretty alright, you know. Or at least I think so. I think I wouldn't mind having either one. You know?
Yeah, honestly, I agree. Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead, Derek.
I was saying, like, I'm on the same boat. Like, I'm eventually gonna own both of them. For some reason, like, the looks don't really matter to me. Like, as long as it like plays well, like,
right?
How many people actually buy a console for, like, you know, oh man, it's ugly, I'm not gonna pick it up. I think again, we look at the specs here, like, all the specs are all pretty good. I mean, I think either way, like, you can't go wrong with like, the console you buy, and some people are gonna buy both. I don't know if we're still gonna have like a console war for this generation. Like, I mean, who does that anymore? But I don't know.
I was gonna bring up, and you kind of bring it up, you know, owning both consoles. Like, let's talk about price point. I know that's a big thing that's been going on in the news recently. Is, you know, the price point. What do you guys think about it? I think, if I remember correctly,
what are the prices, man? I don't even know.
I saw something the other day, or were you saying something? Yeah, Amazon leaked it. PS5, I think it was like
$499, $399 digital.
No, I think it was like more than that. I think it was like $5 something for it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
This is One X. What was the new series called? Or
Series X.
Series X, yeah, that's it.
so
I saw a video that I don't know if you guys watch MKBHD, but I saw a video he put out like on his thoughts on the PS5, and he compared the pricing of the PlayStation 3. If I remember correctly, I think the PlayStation 3 when it came out was like $699.
Yeah.
I think it was like
Or
600, 596, because there was it
was
was pricey. You're right. It was.
And
it
then
was up there.
the PlayStation 4, I think when it came out was $399. So he was kind of guessing it'd be like in between those, like it would maybe be like $499. But I don't know if they leak the prices. I don't know.
Yeah. Let me see. Let me look. I think
what I do understand is that Sony always sells at a loss. So, as far as the most recent consoles, they always sold them at a loss. So,
yeah. So like like you said, $499, $599, around that range.
You know, honestly, yeah, that's what I'm kind of thinking. Either up to 600, maybe 600 is probably the next tipping point of it.
So yeah.
Two of them.
So I got the article pulled up here. So it was I guess like the Amazon France listing. So they had it at €499, which would bring it to $565 USD.
Plus taxes, you're looking at $600.
Yeah. So I guess anywhere from the range of $450 to $565 USD plus tax and stuff. Because they said something about the digital edition. I really don't know what that means. The digital edition was $450.
I think that's the one without the media drive. So there's no.
Okay.
It's all download games. I don't know how I feel about that.
They've been showing them side by side. They have one that has a little disc drive. Yeah. And the digital one I think looks nicer because that disc drive to me looks like an afterthought. Like they were like, oh, let's make this console, and then oh wait, we have to put a drive in there, and they kind of just.
It is on kind of off center on the side. Yeah.
Interesting.
Okay. That's funny. That actually happened.
But like I don't know, like the disc drive. I don't know how many people. I wonder how many people are gonna go. I don't know if you guys do like Blu-rays and stuff, but that's the only thing I can think of that you would need the drive for now. I haven't bought a physical game since this whole system. I have never bought one like this. I have the Xbox One, and the last time I bought a physical game was on the 360.
I still buy physical games. They're cheaper.
You guys are old school, man. Get out of here.
I don't know, because so I bought Persona 5 from GameStop for $20. The digital version is still like 40, I think like $40 still.
Yeah, that's true.
And for some reason, I guess I am old school. I'd still like having that physical copy in my hand.
For me, it's just like clutter. Like I don't like having all the.
Exactly.
I just don't have good downloads. I don't have that gigabyte internet.
That's another thing. My internet speed is too inconsistent.
I got that dial-up.
Because that's the thing. I mean, I can't even remember the last time. Kind of like Candido said, like last time I bought an actual like disc for my Xbox, like an actual game, it probably had like 360 for it. But even so, when I bought my Switch a couple years ago, so when I first bought my Switch, I ended up buying Mario Kart and Smash Bros, like the actual actual game. And I don't know, I'm still so upset at why I did that now, because every other game after those I've downloaded straight to my micro SD card in the Switch, and I hate just like popping out the game and like putting like if I want to switch from Mario Kart to Super Smash Bros. Oh man, it just annoys me. It just annoys me big time. So just having everything already downloaded to the device is just 100 times better, man. Just be able to just close the game, open up the new one, and just switch to whatever games you want to do afterwards. So.
The only annoying thing I had was like I just I bought a solid state drive for my PS4, so I had to like re-download all my digital games, and so I don't have like the greatest internet connection sometimes, so that's just taking forever.
Yeah.
I mean, I it's nice that I would say that the PlayStation 5 is giving you two different models, one with a CD and one with a digital. That's pretty nice. Even though we're gonna have to run this one to the ground, guys. So we got like 10 minutes, but let's. I think we covered a good ground on this one. So, I mean, if you guys were to choose, would you get with the disc or without it?
I get with.
I'd be with the disc.
Yeah,
I'd be without it.
Yeah, me too. Without. I guess it just comes down to what you're used to. If you like the physical stuff, then I mean, for me, it's just I don't know what they're planning on doing as far as like memory expansion. I know the Xbox has like they're selling, and other companies are going to be selling those little. I guess they're like little solid state drives. You just kind of plug into the back. I like that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if PlayStation's planning on doing something like that for theirs, or if you're just gonna have to plug in a drive like you do now.
Well, actually, let me. So there was something about that on the bottom here. So
It's like a custom, because Sony is using a specific type of solid state. And I think they're gonna put out like a list of all the other like compatible drives you can install. But I don't know if they release details on if it's like the other consoles, like the PS3 and PS4, you can just swap them out.
Mm.
But
because I mean, I do like the Xbox does have the NVMe SSD.
there it is. So that's it.
there's
a slot. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, so this is kind of it looks like a RAM stick, which of course it does save space. I kind of want to say this is a more of an upgrade compared to, but I don't know what they mean by a custom. That I definitely want to see about that, but for sure, you know, I do like the whole thing here about the NMV. And expansion kind of reminds me of the 360 when they try to do expansions. I'm not sure what they mean by that.
Yeah. No, well, like I know for the Xbox, they're gonna have like a little. I guess this could be a good or a bad thing. It depends on if they want to try to control the market on that and price gouge you on it. But they're gonna have like a little port in the back, and you just have like this stick, and you just kind of just plug it in, and it's gonna expand the memory of the Xbox.
Now, I would say that the PlayStation 5 does have a 1-up on the memory expansion, because this looks like it might be proprietary, kind of like what they did with the 360 compared to here. Because if this is just whatever, you can get NVMe it is more expensive for sure, but if you got the money, you can put whatever max it is, and that could be your storage, you know. So I will give it that definitely is a 1-up if you got the money, for sure. Compared to the expansion, it just depends on what proprietary things they're going to have in order for you to be able to have that type of 1 terabyte expansion on there. But if we take a look at, and now we can compare specs as well with the Switch here, we can definitely see the difference.
Beautiful.
You know,
That's the game winner.
right here.
Animal Crossing. That's all you need.
Animal Crossing.
Man, I can't hate on Switch, man. I can't hate on Switch.
No, well, Nintendo is smart. They don't make like the most powerful consoles, but they make the games people want. Like,
Yeah.
going
And
back
just-
to like the GameCube and the Switch. I mean, not Switch. What was it called? The Wii.
Oh yeah, the Wii.
On there. Yeah, I mean, see, that's one thing I love about Nintendo is that they think outside the box. And
See, David's playing the Switch right now.
oh yeah, look at him go.
Bro.
wait.
Switched out the Vita.
Oh, that boy brought that.
Old
Hey,
school.
he started talking about Gran Turismo, so I started playing it. I had it right
Yeah,
here.
Vita Life.
Vita life, man. I'm sad that they didn't get as much support as I would have wanted to. But I mean, it's just nice that there's. I mean, with one thing, PlayStation's always try to I would say try new things. So I do give it that for sure. But anyway, so with that said, final thoughts. What do you guys think? If you guys to choose either one console, I know eventually it'll be someone like me and Derek will probably get both. But if you guys had to choose one to start with, which one would it be?
Why can't I have both? Ready?
Oh, I mean, if you want
You're
to.
like, me and Derek are gonna get both, obviously, but
Hey man, you didn't say anything, brother. You could have said the same thing. We'd have been like, all right, he got.
Yeah, I want to get both too, but I think I'm gonna first get PlayStation though. Yeah.
I would go with PlayStation. Even though I have Xbox already. Just all the games that the PS5 has been releasing, I'm gonna go with PlayStation.
Yeah, that's a definitely a 180 right there.
Yeah.
On there.
Converted. Uh-oh.
How about you, Candy?
I think I'm gonna stick true to the Xbox only because it's gonna come down to exclusives basically. Everything else you can play on either system, and it'll look great. I'm sure. I mean, regardless of what the specs say, like they're gonna look great.
Yeah.
But it's gonna be like if you're like a Gran Turismo fan or a Forza fan, and like for me, it's Forza. And I mean, Gran Turismo, I know is great, and they have like their solid fan base. So I mean, there's gonna be definitely people that are buying the system just for that game, maybe. But for me, it's gonna be Xbox just because of Forza and Halo. Like those are the two games I've been playing since Xbox, the first one. So it's like, I think I'm just gonna go that route, and then hopefully, in a couple of years or whatever, whenever the prices go down for some Christmas sale on the PS5, maybe I'll pick that one up.
Or Black Friday or something, right?
Yeah, fair enough, man. I mean, honestly, Xbox Halo is what brought me in to Xbox.
Yeah,
for sure.
True. Same here.
So seeing that, seeing the new Halo, being presented there, it's gonna be a nice little thing to have, especially to play online. Now the thing is to find a time to play all these games.
Yeah.
I know, man. I'm always on there, but nobody plays with me. Sad.
Yeah, I'm sorry, man.
Oh man.
I'm sorry.
Sorry, y'all.
You been playing Halo, George?
Yeah, I try.
Okay. No, because I bought an Xbox just because I got the one with Gears of War and the Halo, the whole Halo edition, whatever.
Oh yeah. Hit me up, bro.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Hit me up, bro.
We should do that next time. Let's just get on. I have it too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hit me up, dog.
Yeah.
Me and Freddie, he was like, he was giving me the roundabout of all the, the shortcuts and all that, I was like, dang.
Now with that said, moving on.
I don't want to move on.
We got about like
move on, man. Come on.
We got about like a minute or two here.
No, we got 2 minutes 53 seconds.
Countdown.
What games are you playing this weekend? Go.
Okay, this weekend I got the Pokemon Sword Seal expansion. I'm gonna play that. Play probably some RE3, and I'm finally catch up on Final Fantasy VII Remake.
Man, I still need to play that.
All right, I'll go next. I'm always on my Switch, so I'll be doing Mario Kart 8, Smash Bros, and hop on my Xbox, play a lot of NBA 2K. So you can catch me on NBA 2K all the time.
Solid.
Out in the streets, just balling up, crossing people over, bro. Yeah,
I need
ankles.
I need to connect with you, George, with the Switch.
Yeah, for sure.
Kenny, go.
I think I've been suffering from Animal Crossing fatigue. I put like 250 hours into that thing, and I think I'm done now. I have millions on there, and I think I'm okay. I don't know what I'm gonna play now. I actually picked up Fortnite like 2 days ago. Like I hadn't played it in over a year, and for some reason it was on my Xbox, and I tried it, and I've been kind of playing that here and there. It's like low stakes, just fun. I don't know.
Yeah, it's a game that you can pick up really quick. That's what's nice. Has some nice. It looks nice too. It's the rendering is really nice. How about you, David? What you got?
I've been playing Fable on Xbox. About the remastered one, so I've been playing. That's super fun, bro. And I guess I just play on my Vita. Oh, I'm gonna play some Ocarina of Time on the DS probably or something.
Nice.
Whatever. Yeah, I like to go back to a few of those games.
Cool. Well, guys, I'm gonna keep playing Rocket League. I've been really hooked up to that.
Oh, send me an invite, bro.
I will. All right, guys. So I definitely have like less than a minute here, but hey, it was awesome, guys. Thank you for joining us. Candy, for sure, man. Thank you for joining us here. Hopefully, you can join us in more once you find some time.
Yeah,
and I'm saying goodbye here, Freddie, David, George, Candido. And Derek, man, you guys have a good one. Take care.
Man.
Have a good
Take
night.
care.
All right, good night, everyone.